We are at the end of 2023 and I discovered so many new beautiful perfumes. So today I will share with you the top favorite perfumes of mine that were released this year. Let's start with one of the newest ones to my collection. And just a heads up, most of the perfumes are more inexpensive, so that's a good sign. The first one is Burberry Goddess, and this is how the bottle looks like. I told you that it was a very strong like at first sniff. I was just a little bit underwhelmed because of the performance, and I still am not a big fan of the performance since it is quite a quiet scent and you have to overspray it, and you can see maybe how much I used of it already because I am wearing it quite a lot and I have to overspray. But on the other hand, I think this is a vanilla perfume. A very strong vanilla perfume on me and for me is a lot of times too much, and I don't want to wear it that often. So I'm a little bit torn because I do like that it is quite a soft and fluffy scent. So this is a very simple kind of scent. It's vanilla, ginger, cocoa, and lavender, I think is what is in here. So it's mostly a vanilla, but because of those other a little bit more spicy notes, it's a lot more interesting. It's a lot more mature. It's not your very juvenile, simple vanilla sense. And it's not very unisex or masculine leaning because lavender a lot of times can be a little bit too strong and edgy in perfumes for me, but this lavender is just making it a little bit more interesting. I love it. It's a very sophisticated vanilla, so cozy and comforting, easy to wear, and you can layer it with a lot of other perfumes. So now it's not a strong like anymore. I love it. Then I discovered a whole new brand, which is Les Destinations, and this one is Mumbai, and this is my absolute favorite. It's such a beautiful spring and summer scent. This is a matcha and rice perfume. So it's a green tea perfume with some rice. So you have this powdery aspect to it, but it's not a very vintagey leaning powder. It's more reminiscent of a matcha powder, if you know what I mean. It's so uplifting. It has a lot of freshness to it. It's so calming and relaxing and so easy to wear, so unique in my collection at least. And I have worn it quite a lot and you cannot really see it, so you don't need that much of it, which is a good sign with freshies like that. Then the laugh of the video, but I have to tell you about it because I emptied out a whole bottle. This is Supreme Vanilla by Zara. So when I first got it, I was very confused, and I am still very confused because this is a vanilla perfume. It doesn't say it on here, but there is a very strange note of ink in here. And when I first read it, I was so interested, ordered it immediately. But the ink note in here at first on my skin, on paper, and straight up from the bottle smelled so strange and not nice at all. But weeks later, I tested it again and I couldn't really smell the ink or whatever note that it was on my skin. At least I could smell it, and I can smell it when I smell it from the bottle, and it's still very strange to me, but on my skin I cannot smell it anymore. So I have no idea what happened, but now I'm kind of addicted to this perfume. It's so strange, and I almost don't want to say it out loud because I told you so much about this strange ink note and then I'm obsessed with it. So I have no idea what happened here, but I just know that it's a very strong vanilla. So it's stronger than the Burberry one, and this is a Zara perfume, and Zara perfumes on my skin do not tend to last. So I'm very shocked with the performance of the whole vanilla collection. And actually the whole vanilla collection is a top discovery of mine because I loved or liked all of the perfumes in the collection. But this one was the one. This is a 30 milliliter bottle, which I emptied out completely, maybe after 1 month. And then now I have a new bottle and you can see it's down to here. So I do think I have to get the big bottle. I have no idea what it is, but this is so sexy to me. It is very sexy in comparison to Burberry. Burberry is more elegant, and this is the sexy, seductive, sultry sister. And it has this deepness. It's not spicy, but it has this sexy deepness to it, almost ambery and resinous smelling to me. And also, and I think that is the reason why I emptied out a whole bottle. This is so perfect as a base to so many perfumes, because a lot of times I miss a certain sweetness or some vanilla or some oomph, and this is what this gives. So that's why I love it now. I don't know, it's very strange, but I had to tell you about it. Then a niche perfume that blew me away. I think I've only heard one YouTuber speak about it, and this is Ambre Superfluide by Eaux Primordiales. And this is so beautiful, and I love the freshness to it. So at first you smell it and you think of fall and winter time. It's like Christmassy. It smells a little bit like apple cider. It has a slight tad of booziness to it, but then you get a boost of freshness, and this freshness keeps it from being too much and too heavy and only appropriate for the colder months. So you can definitely wear it throughout springtime, I would say, fall time, definitely in the warmer days of fall as well. I mean, it's beautiful throughout the whole winter as well. It is a good performer, but it's not as loud as it could be, which is a good sign, because scents like that sometimes are a little bit too much for me. And because this has this freshness to it, it's never too much, but the longevity is very, very good. So I wore this to a lot of events at night, and I felt so good. I felt so cozy and sophisticated, because it's a very sophisticated blend of notes. It's so refined, but still so yummy and apple-y smelling to me. Like a crisp winter apple is what this reminds me of. Then of course I had to tell you about this one, because this is hands down my favorite discovery of 2023, which is so funny because I didn't like the original Carolina Herrera Good Girl, and I don't like the bottles at all, but for some reason I still smelled this one and I just fell in love straight away. This was a love at first sniff for me, and still to this day, every time I wear it, I'm like, I cannot believe how good this smells. This is just my perfect scent. It's so creamy and floral and sweet. It's so fluffy. It has the perfect combination of peony and ylang ylang. And the combination to me is just perfection. So good. Then you have a little bit of a fruitiness going on, and then you have a very creamy, almost body lotion like vanilla in the background. It's amazing. It's amazing. The performance is so good, and I think it's my favorite scent ever. Then I have two perfumes that I just discovered and I don't have a bottle of yet. The first one, or both of them actually, are vanilla scents. I'm in my vanilla era, okay? So the first one is Vanilla Powder by Matière Première, and I think I told you about this one before. I went to a perfumery, smelled so many perfumes, wanted to head out, and then I saw this one on display because it was brand new. And I immediately sprayed it on my hand, and me and my best friend were in love. It was so beautiful. It reminds me of Burberry Goddess. It has this similar DNA. So it's a very creamy, fluffy, soft vanilla. But then you have some notes to it that make it a little bit more interesting, elegant, sophisticated. And it wasn't a beast mode either, but it had a better performance than Burberry Goddess, and I couldn't stop smelling myself. Both of us couldn't. So we both said that we have to get it. And the other one is Jovoy's Fire at Will, which is also a vanilla scent. Also a very soft, subdued, elegant vanilla scent. To me, on my skin, it was a little bit more powdery, and it had almost something like a molecule perfume where I could smell it one moment and the next moment I couldn't, but other people could smell me. So it was a very interesting experience, and it was the first Jovoy scent I smelled, I think, and I liked it a lot. And lastly, and I like it, I like the bottle, and I wanted to share a celebrity perfume with you. This is Jungle Fantasy by Britney Spears. The story was, I was the biggest Britney Spears fan when I was little, and I couldn't afford the perfumes from Britney Spears, but I always saw those fantasy perfumes, and I just smelled Midnight Fantasy for the first time maybe like a few months ago, and I liked it. It was a very sweet, I think, blueberry kind of scent, but I don't know if I would wear it. It smells quite juvenile, but a nice juvenile scent. But then I saw this one and it just sounded so good. I got a sample, I loved it, and I ordered the small bottle straight away. So this is a very easy to wear perfume for me. If you like your fresh out of the shower scents, if you like fresh scents with a little bit of fruitiness to it, this is so nice. It doesn't have the biggest performance, but it's not bad either. It's a little bit similar to Coach Dreams, which is one of my favorite perfumes to wear in spring and summertime. But this one is just a little bit more juicy and fruity and fun, but still you could wear it no matter your age, your gender, obviously, with any perfume, but you know what I mean. It's just so fun, and it always gets me in such a happy mood. Yeah, it has something about like a shampoo or a very fruity hairspray almost, and I love those scents. So if you like scents like that, check it out because it's not very expensive. So these were all of my favorite new perfumes that were launched in 2023. Of course, I could have shown you so many more, but these are the ones in my collection that I wore the most as well. So let me know which ones were your favorite new discoveries, perfumes that were released this year that you love. And I hope to see you in my new video. Bye!